Hi, everyone. Life Coach Carissa here. I'm so excited to be back with you today. How are you doing right now? Before I dive into today's topic about overcoming holiday perfectionism and managing expectations, I want to talk about something else real quick. I want to talk about how you're doing. I want to know if you're taking time to stop and reflect on your mindset because our mindset is our greatest power. What we focus on, we create. What we think, we become. I just can't stress this enough. But I also understand how incredibly challenging it is to shift out of that unconscious autopilot way of thinking. And that's why I do what I do and why I create these videos every couple weeks, because I want to support you on your journey. Years ago, I felt stuck and miserable and overwhelmed, and I wish someone would have told me that I had the power to transform my mindset, which would transform my life. It would allow me to wake up every day feeling excited and eager. And if you don't think that's possible for you, I'm here to prove you wrong. I have all these years of personal development because I was exploring answers for what was not feeling good in my own life, right? And so I've combined all these various teachers and methods and practices, and I've gone through this profound transformation myself that has brought me to where I am today. And so along the way, I've gathered these tools, and I knew that for me to stay consistent in my growth, I needed a simple, clear process. And there's so many different tools and techniques available, but what I wanted to do was find something that is extremely simple. And so I have this framework called the 4 R's. Very simple, right? It's what I use with my clients and what I use with myself to get through this from the side of misery to this place of fulfillment and peace and contentment. So it's recognize, reframe, retrain, and repeat. I want you to recognize what's no longer serving you. Your awareness is the key. By becoming mindful of your thoughts, beliefs, habits, and behaviors, you will identify what is holding you back. And then we're going to reframe it. We're going to reframe your perspective to align with your authentic self. Sometimes we have to find who that person is anymore. And we're going to shift that internal dialogue from this limiting place to a place of empowerment and possibility. And then 3, we're going to retrain your brain through repeated practice. Every time you act on a new thought, you're forming new neural pathways, which is going to create that lasting change. And I'm going to be here to hold you accountable. And step 4 is repeat. This is what leads the secret to finding mastery. Consistent repetition over time, even when it's difficult, is what leads to mastery in any area of your life. So my ability to hold space for you and provide accountability is what's going to allow you to change for the long term. So if you think that a process like that could help you in the areas where you feel weighted down, I want to talk to you. Let's chat, okay? It is possible for you to create the life that's better than you dreamed possible. That is what I have done. It's what many others that I've worked with have done, and I want the same for you. All right. So now today's topic, right? I want to talk about overcoming that pesky holiday perfectionism that often sneaks up on us, along with some practical tips for managing our expectations so we can truly enjoy the season, right? I understand that the holidays are a season we look forward to, and yet at the same time, they can feel overwhelming because we fall into those autopilot routines without even realizing it and stressing over the perfect party to host, attending every event, finding just the right gifts, wrapping them perfectly. We strive for that picture perfect holiday we've imagined, or worse, that we think others kind of expect of us. But here's the truth. The magic of the holidays don't come from perfection. It comes from presence, intention. Presence is in being present, intention, and embracing the season in a way that feels meaningful to you. Because too often we're bypassing this important first step, which is pausing to ask ourselves what the holidays actually mean to us this year, because that can change from year to year. Instead of letting the season just happen to you, I want to invite you to take charge of how you experience it by reflecting on a few foundational questions. I ask myself these every year. How has my life changed since last holiday season? Because it shifts. Your life is constantly evolving and changing. Another one is, what is most important to me this year? What kind of energy and mood do I want to bring into the season? And how can I go with the flow more easily? Four powerful questions. These questions create space to disrupt this autopilot thinking. They help you block the perfectionism habit and manage expectations so that it doesn't steal the joy from your holiday experience. I mean, over the past few years, I've adopted a practice that has been a game changer. It's setting myself up for what the holidays look like for me. Because life evolves, traditions shift, and as children grow up, loved ones pass on, circumstances change. When we can acknowledge these shifts, it really allows us to adapt without feeling all the disappointment, right? So for example, my kids are 23 and 15 now, and the holidays look completely different than they did when they were little. And I've learned to manage my expectation by reaffirming what truly is important to me. That clarity has helped me let go of perfectionism and enjoy the season so much more. Because I used to believe that there was this right way to do the holidays, one that required everything to align with the script in my mind. And if something didn't turn out as I planned, I felt frustrated and like I had failed. But now I just ride the wave of the holiday season instead of trying to control every detail. So, like, here's an example. If my adult son doesn't spend Christmas at home with us, I could easily let my mind spiral into sadness, focusing on what's missing. But instead, I choose to reframe. I remind myself that he has his own life now, and I want to honor what feels best for him. I don't want him simply showing up to make me happy. And when I think of it this way, I feel more at peace and connected to what really matters, which is his happiness and our relationship. Another thing is, take gift giving with my 15-year-old daughter. Teenagers, don't ask for a whole lot. And the gifts that they want are usually practical or very specific. And I could choose to feel disappointed that it's no longer magical or spontaneous, or I can focus on the joy that she feels when she receives the item that she truly wanted and gave me the exact description for. So the shift in perspective has been feeling so freeing to me because I can just let go of the right way and I can open up to this space for just gratitude and joy, right? Another, area is really creating space for yourself. So I've embraced this practice to decide ahead of time what I want for myself during the holidays. So for instance, this year I've decided I want to read a book purely for enjoyment, nothing that's related to personal growth or learning. And I've learned to, looking for these simple everyday opportunities to be light and love to someone else, whether it's through a kind word, a thoughtful gesture, or just simply being present. So I've specifically set these small intentions to help me create the holiday season that I want to feel. And it just feels so in alignment with who I am right now. So it's honoring these the ability to let go of the old stories of what the right way is with you and your family. And it's also being intentional about creating space for yourself of what you want for the holiday. And then I think the most important part of enjoying the holidays is pausing long enough to examine your own stories and expectations, because our mind often creates this tension through perfectionism and fairy tale versions of how things should be. And I think that that mental narrative is what really causes our unnecessary suffering, right? If your family has strained relationships, ask yourself, am I expecting something from this person or this situation that isn't really realistic? How can I focus on what's within my control instead of what isn't? Because, for example, if there's this unresolved tension in your family, you can't control how others behave. You can only manage your mind and how you respond. So, really set those boundaries for yourself where they're needed and focus on showing up in a way that aligns with your true values. I think too often we have this fairy tale story of what we think the holidays are going to be, and it's the reality does not match up with that. We cause ourselves all this extra pain. So, throughout the holiday season, really take time to reaffirm what's truly important to you. And that simple practice can really keep you grounded and connected to what brings you joy. So, here's a few tangible steps that you can try to help you accomplish that this season. So, number one is set priorities. Decide what matters most this season, whether it's spending quality time with loved ones, slowing down, or giving back. Let those priorities guide your decisions. Number two, embrace imperfection. Remind yourself that the perfect holiday does not exist. Focus on the moments that feel meaningful, even if they're not picture perfect, right? How can this situation, even if it's not the story that my brain wanted, I can still find the ability to be present for it and just focus on what really matters to me? Number three is being open to create new traditions. If old traditions no longer fit with where you are, create ones that feel right for your current season of life. I know traditions can be great and meaningful, but sometimes we have to flow with this evolution of life, right? And not resist it. Be open to what it could offer you. And number four is to be kind to yourself. Give yourself grace when things don't go as planned. Remember, your worth isn't tied to how well you executed your holiday checklist. Okay? So much deeper than that. So, how can we make this a season of joy? When you shift your mindset and let go of perfectionism, you really do open yourself up to the joy that's already present in the season. The holidays don't have to be perfect to be beautiful. They just need to reflect what matters to you most. But how many of us sit and consciously choose this, right? So this year, I invite you to pause, to reflect, and to choose. Decide what the holidays will look like for you. Manage your expectations and allow yourself to enjoy the magic that does happen when you just let the season unfold naturally, whatever that looks like. Because you deserve a holiday that feels light and joyful and meaningful, one that aligns with your heart and your life exactly as they are. But often we're the ones blocking that. So I hope that you'll consider some of these tips for how to create more of that peace and joy in your life this holiday season and let go of all the perfectionism and the expectations. All right, I hope you found this helpful. Thank you for watching. I would be so grateful if you'd take a moment to like, share, or subscribe to my channel. You can hit that thumbs up button. You can click subscribe to stay in the loop with my latest videos. And if someone in your life could benefit from this message, sharing it with them would be an amazing way to support both them and me as I grow this channel as I head into 2025. Your support really means everything to me, so thank you. And lastly, if you or someone that you care about could use some support, I encourage you to visit my website at lifecoachingwithcarissa.com. I have available times there where you can set up a complimentary clarity session where in just 60 minutes, I can show you the incredible power of working with a coach like me. I am not here to offer temporary fixes. I am all in about lasting transformation. And together, we really can shift your mindset to one that is of empowerment and resilience. And I also have a 12-week transformation program that helps women master their emotional management techniques that will change their lives for good. I'd love to talk more with you about that. Right now, I have 4 open spots in my one-on-one program, and I would be honored to support you on your journey. All right, everyone, have a wonderful day. Enjoy this upcoming holiday season with those that you love, and I will see you in a couple weeks.